Yes, welcome to the Arsenal stand, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy, Mr. Laughter, right here, guys, as you already know. And we are discussing the Arsenal game against that is Everton. It's going to be massive today, guys. It's a very intriguing game. As you guys know, Champions League is all done with its misery for the Premier League teams, as you guys already know. And but secondly, we know that Arsenal is going to be playing that is Everton at the Emirates, and one of the games that it's a must win for us. Every game this season that is left for sure, it's a must win, guys. Deep, I deeply know many Arsenal fans would be very excited if we are to win and get back to 10 points before even Manchester City actually get into the pitch because they're gonna be playing later in the day. So that means if Arsenal can win their game and we can turn it back to to that is Manchester City to go and play their game. As you guys already know, it's a wonderful Premier League season for the Arsenal, and they have done way much better than anybody expects. But also, you know, Everton is not an easy team. They have been really a very difficult team when they play against Arsenal. And I know even if Arsenal is at home, it's not just going to be a walk in the park, it's just going to be something. Um, that Arsenal has to earn, like Mikel Arteta always talks about it. Arsenal has to earn the right to win against Everton, and their form in the Premier League hasn't been really bad in my opinion. Everton has been very good in their last few games, as you guys know. The recent game, actually, they played really well, and I want to see some of the few things that I'm going to talk about today. And quickly, some of the things, as you guys already know, Arsenal will be will be without that is Mikel Merino, for sure, because he hasn't recovered yet. Also, Mikel Arteta said there is not going to be that is Odegaard probably is still out because he's still carrying injury in his leg or in his ankle. So we have those two are the ones that I've seen, but we will also look at Mikel Arteta's press conference and see what his thought is on the game as well. Because he gave us his press conference, as you already know. Every time he waffles and gives you nothing, even if the journalist tries to really get the best out of him. But sometimes with these answers, you can never ever expect the best from Mikel. He just gives you nothing completely. So we want to also look at that a little bit of it, and also we're going to look at the predicted lineup for the team that is Arsenal against Everton today, and also the next thing that we shall also look at is um, some of the few players that I think if Arsenal can really play them in this particular match might help Arsenal a lot, because we know in Europe we didn't come back well. Our team was just frustrating. We got a draw 1-1, which was not anything that any Arsenal supporter expected. But sometimes you just need to grab the points and go, and that is the main reason as to why. Also, I was mad at the game, and you guys already know I talked about it the last day when we got the draw. But yesterday I couldn't make it, but today we are back, and I don't want to go back and talk about the Champions League, but really, honestly, we need to improve on our performance. Like, seriously, if we want to win this Premier League, this performance that we have been really seeing in the last few games, we need to really change it. Like, we need to change every single step if we want to move forward really to win this particular league. Because of late, I think our performance hasn't been great. We have been struggling to score goals. We have been struggling really to even defend, and that is alarming. But sometimes games like that, if you can win in your bad days, in your not great moment, I think it's possible that you may also move on. As you know, Manchester City also, they're not at their best, as you guys already know, but that means even if they're not at their best, they're really trying to compete. And I hope I'm gonna say it. I hope West Ham, that is struggling to maintain their position in the Premier League, they could do something against Manchester City. It's not gonna be easy, but I know West Ham, with the form that they have actually started showing, in the last few games, guys, that we have watched, they have been really, really good. Like even against Manchester United, you guys saw how everything was just really, really tough, but they managed to make it through against Manchester United. I see you, Nathan. Thanks for joining, man. I appreciate you, Austin. Thanks for joining as well. Yeah. So put in your comment, keep putting your predictions, and let me know about the game as well. As you are there, put in your comment. I appreciate everybody really joining. I appreciate every single one. Yeah, you make my world really, really smile. As my name stays, I'm Mr. Laughter, so I laugh a lot and I smile a lot. That's the medicine, man. If you don't do that, sometimes it's very, very difficult for you to survive. So that's my name, Laughter. So it's crazy, but anyway, we are here to talk Arsenal, not to make jokes and laugh. But that's just how I always roll. Happy days, happy moments. Even if things are not going well for the Arsenal, you just get excited and celebrate every single moment. Now, let's talk to Mikel about some of the games that we have been playing of recent. Now, in the last few games that we guys, Arsenal has played, we have won at least probably from the 5 games we have won 4 of them, drew against by Leverkusen, really ruin up in all competitions, guys. We haven't been very terrible, I would say. Premier League matches, if you look at the table here, we are still, yes, sitting very comfortably, 7 points ahead of Manchester City, which is, I mean, everyone's desire, as you guys know. If you are top there, it's a journey. But our form in the Premier League, the last 3 we have actually won, and I think if we can go for a run, man, that is going to be very, very important and crucial for us to maintain the level up there. And they're saying Arsenal has a percentage of 70 to win this game. A draw is 90%. And also Everton have 11% really to win this particular match, which we shall talk about it and see. Everton, they are actually number 8 and they're vying for European place, as you guys know. They have actually won the last 2 games. They have, out of the 5 games, they have won 3 and lost 2. And Arsenal, out of 5 games, drawn 2 and won 3. So that is the state of our team, as actually in the Premier League only, basically, and that is how our teams are gonna tussle it there at the Emirates. I know at the Emirates, guys, Arsenal hasn't been very, very fluid as well. We know we concede a lot at the Emirates as well. If you guys seen all the games that possibly we have played of recent against Chelsea at home, Champions League, some of the games also we have been conceding goals. And so I think even if we are going to play at the Emirates, we have been very, very good away. At home we play well for sure, but the only challenge is we concede, which is a problem that I think we need to address if we want to go on and win this particular league, because it's very, very important to keep your momentum going by really not conceding goals. The problem is those goals that we have conceded, even against Manchester City, Manchester United, when you look at some of the goals that we gave out, it's just our own fault. It's our own problem with the mistakes that our players just inflict on ourselves, which is something we need to get off our our table, man. Because if we don't really do that, it's gonna affect our game so much. And hopefully, I think some of these wonderful midfielders that have been at the Arsenal, Zubimendi, Declan Rice, even Kai Havertz coming back. I think probably in my starting 11, I might see Kai Havertz starting, because I think he's gonna be very, very crucial in this particular game. Gyökeres has been good, but also Eze hasn't been feeding him. So I think I might change certain things in the lineup, which I might give you the prediction in a bit. But um, I will talk about that. But generally, I think this game is winnable. It's at home. We need to be very, very comfortable. We need to be on our case, on the right to win, play our game, not worry about Manchester City, take pressure away. And if we can go on with a win, after 3 wins in a row, that is a very, very good run. I just want Arsenal to keep the momentum going on and just keep kicking in and see the best way we can attack some of these games. Because sometimes when we look at these games, man, like Arsenal just out of nowhere, sometimes they just concede goals. And I think if we can limit some of the attacks that is coming at us and some of the defense that may come across us, look, it might help us so much really to improve on our attack, because our attack has been, yeah, not great. I would say has been actually in the Premier League. If I'm to rate our attack, Arsenal's attack has been very, very, very bad. I know Gyökeres has scored many goals in his first season, which is great. For a striker of his caliber, he needs more goals, and playing him actually is the best way to improve on his momentum, improve on his confidence. As you know, strikers feed on goals. If they're not scoring goals, it's almost like they lack confidence. They basically go down. But I think if Mikel can play him and actually give him the capability and the capacity to play. The only thing is, I think he has to play with Gyökeres, because the last time Gyökeres played with Kai, I think we saw a lot of things in between Kai and Gyökeres. But I think Mikel, if he's looking at generating more goals in this particular game, he should put Gyökeres, guys. I don't know what you think. Give me your opinion on it. If we can do Gyökeres and Kai Havertz starting, in Joker starting in the 9 and then Kai in the 10, I think we will see something out, because Everton is a little tricky sometimes, guy, man. Because you may think they're not quite good, but being in the mid-table, number 8, winning 2 games in a row, coming to the Emirates, it's not going to be easy for them, but they will give you the run, a run for your money, as always people say. They will just not stay back. And that we also know they have Pickford, who is a very, very good goalkeeper. And on top of being a very good goalkeeper, and Arsenal not really scoring so many goals of recent, it's going to be just tricky for us really to only rely on Gyökeres. And I think if we can give Bukayo Saka also another run for this particular game, because he had a very, very bad game against Bayer Leverkusen. But I think sometimes when a player has a bad game, don't leave them out. Straight away, if there's a next game, just put him in. And I think if Mikael can just play Bukayo again in this particular match, it's going to blow our minds away, because he might have seen the criticism that he got in the game against Leverkusen. And sometimes players feed on that. And I know we have to stand with Bakay, because he has been a very, very good player for us, guys. I know I also criticized him last time, but I think we need more. I see you, man. I see you, man. Swin the Flush. It's your Swin the Flush. Yeah. Thanks. I'll get back to you. Put in your questions there in a little bit about anything that you want to know, as long as Arsenal is concerned. Your predicted 11 as well, and any question that you have about the game, just put it in there. I will get back to you in a very, very quick man. And also subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and also like and hype the stream as well. We are here every time. I noticed that the time change has actually affected our view a little bit, because of the I'm in the US, so sometimes the time change in a different way and affects a lot of things that happens within English football, and then other sectors. So I will try to work on my streaming and see the best time that can fit, because right now in England it's about 3 or 4 a.m. in the morning. But we here in the US, at least we are still early evening in the eastern side where I am. So basically, I need to find the best fit that at least when my friends in the UK who likes to watch also can stay around to watch, because before they changed the time, there was like early morning for the UK guys, but now it's too late for the UK guys to watch my stream. It's only like the US guys now watching, and some African countries and maybe South Africa. But let me know where you're watching from also, and if you've if you have the best time that you think might suit you, I can consider some of the timing. But I want to try to change the time so I can fit at least within the UK time. I mean African time, and also the US time, so I can get a little bit of my stream around people, and so we can have a lot of discussions as well. So, but in any way, enough of that. But that's just the clarity I wanted to give you guys. Now, I have a comment here. Like, does Starman play or should he rest? Yeah, I mean, I was just on that before you even asked that. I think Bukayo has to start for me. I know Noni has been very, very prolific. When he comes on, he has been really, really good, and he also gave us that goal. And I think he deserves to start anyway. He really deserves to start. That's why I actually put those two pictures on the thumbnail, because I was really debating a lot in my brain who should start this particular game. But sometimes when you have a player who is not doing well, is not really performing, and just what Bakai actually, I mean, he has been below par, in my opinion. His game hasn't been to the level where we have seen Bukayo. We know the injury might have affected him as well, but we also know that maybe fatigue, or maybe it's just his body still getting used to runs and like tricks and everything that you do, because hamstring is a very, very difficult situation for you to really get healed from completely. He has been playing, but I think he hasn't been to the level that we know Bukayo. Like, really, he is the guy that Arsenal stands for in many, many cases. But the last game he played against Leverkusen, he wasn't on it. But also, as Mikel Arteta, if I were Mikel Arteta, I would start him again, because that would give him more confidence. Like, when somebody has done something wrong to you and you just like despise them and say, no, you're not going to play anymore, it wasn't like super bad that he couldn't play. The only thing, they were doubling on him. Leverkusen was so good at defending. They wanted to defend so that Bukayo doesn't have even a single run on the ball, just one on one. They were limiting the one on one just seriously. And I think Everton is not going to do that. I think Everton always goes for it, and they play with with the magnitude as the Premier League, as we know, is not as Champions League. So I think he might do well if we play him. The other thing is, if I play Saka on the right, I think Madueke has been a very, very good player. So I would actually play Madueke in the left, because I think Martinelli and Trossard, they haven't been great. Madueke at some point played in the left at the start of the season when he first came. He wasn't very good at it, but I think for this game, if I want to play Saka and Madueke at the same time, I would play them in both wings. That's just how, if I want to accommodate both in the team, of which it would make sense, because they can still switch with Bukayo. Those days we like left-footed guys used to play on the left, and the right-footed plays on the left. That has been really, scrapped from the Premier League or even games nowadays. But not, it doesn't mean that they can't play there. They can still play there if you're left-footed. And I think if we can put Madueke on the left and put Bukai on the right, they can still switch. I remember there's some games that we were playing this season that they switch in between the two. Like, sometimes Bukai goes to the other side, and sometimes Madueke goes to the other side, which it was very, very good to see. I know it's not ideal. We are not gonna get the real momentum from, or maybe the real Madueke if he plays on the right. But I think it would give us more capability to go forward, the strength and the energy to go forward and disturb the defenders. Because I feel like Martinelli of late hasn't been on it. He's been also really, really below par. Trossard hasn't performed very well. So I'd rather put Saka just to give him that energy and momentum and re-energize and tell people that I'm still there, I'm still around. You don't have to like really, really despise me for one game. Everybody have bad games. Like if you play the game of football, some days you're not on it. Even like work in general, like even me here, some days I'm just like, down. Maybe I'm so tired from work because I'm not doing this full time yet. Sometimes you go and do your work and you come back, you're so tired, like yesterday, you can't even do anything. But anyway, let me get to the comments as well, and so that people don't have to wait for it so much. So that is Swin the Flash saying, I hope you connect, brother. Abukai is a warrior, but warriors must rest. I know. I mean, I think Bukayo hasn't been playing. I mean, he hasn't played so many games though. I think, you know, he with the injury that he had, I mean, increase the size for that looks like the writings are a little bit small. I mean, increase the percentage a bit. Um, okay, that should be good. All right, so I think, like you said, Bukayo has been good. Like in my opinion, has been good. The only thing he hasn't played consistently. He got Remember he got injured at one point when we were just about to play. Was it Leeds United? He rested. So not like Bukayo hasn't really rested. He has rested. The only thing is probably as when you get injured, sometimes your mental strength is a little bit off to for you to come back like really to kill down exactly every single thing in your brain by saying, yes, I have got an injury and I'm gone over it. Sometimes some players takes a little bit while for their body to like adjust to the rhythm of the game and also adjust to the runs and skills and everything that you do after getting injured. And I think maybe that's affecting him at some point, or probably maybe the contract that he signed also could be a problem or somehow. I know every Arsenal player that gets 300K turns out to be a terrible player at the end of it all. Hopefully that's not gonna repeat. He's only 24. I don't think it's gonna be like Bukayo. Is not. I mean, I'm not like Obama Young after signing, he just collapsed seriously. But I think it's just a one of. I don't doubt Bukayo Saka's footballing ability, guys. I think he's gonna do great, even if people think he might need a rest. Predicted 11 for me: Raya, Timber, Saliba. Gabriel, Luis Kelly, that is Rice, Nogard, Eze, Martinelli, Madueke, and Yakoris. So for you, you will rest Bukaya, I guess, from this lineup that I'm seeing here. It's not bad. I think, yeah. The only thing is, I don't think Mikel will start. Actually, Skelly hasn't played for a while, though. I would love to see him in this game. But I think Mikel just prefers Nkape. He's gonna do with Nkape instead of Madueke. I mean, instead of Skelly. I think MLS has missed a lot of games, and it deserves to start some games. Um, I don't think this is the right game for him unless Mikel wants to keep some of the players for the Champions League. Because we haven't made it through to the Champions League quarterfinals yet. So if he can really kind of twist the team a little bit to just keep some players for the Champions League. But also, if we are going for the Champions League and the Premier League as well, they're both important. Like we need to put just good players. I don't know if Mikel trusts Kelly for this particular game because sometimes when you're playing Everton, you guys know Everton very, very well. I know they haven't been. I mean, they haven't won in at the Emirates or Ivory for a very, very long time. The only time they beat us is when we are at Goodison Park. Most times it's difficult when we go at their house, at their place. But when we are home, like they rarely beat us. Like they rarely even get a draw. So I'm not giving them higher credit that they're gonna be winning. But I think if Mikel wants to change or rotate the team, I think it's excuse me, it would be a good idea for him to do that. but I don't think he trusts Scaly so much. But the rest of the guys, I think Zubi needs to rest. Zubi hasn't been good, guys. Like realistically, in my opinion, when we signed him this season and the start of the season, he was superb. You can see that yes, we have a player in here. Like he hasn't been great in the last actually since the game against Manchester United. I think since then, Zubi hasn't been Zubi like we know. He hasn't been really defending and going forward to like even try and pass and basically play the game of football. I feel like he has been a little bit low, in my opinion. You guys can get me there. Put it in the comment if you think I'm right. So starting no good in this particular game, I think it's a good idea. Swing the fish. I mean swing the flesh. Sorry. So I think it's a good idea. For me, I would from your lineup actually, I would get the rest I would keep Saliba, Timber, Gabriel. I think Encapium might start. Or Calafury between the two. I don't think Scaly might start. I think Rice definitely will. No good. If Mikel really wants to at least rotate, I think I would start no good like you have done. Eze, no, I don't think Eze will start. I think he needs a rest also. If Mikel wants to preserve him for the Champions League, probably. I know he didn't have a good game at in Germany, but I think I would start Kai in my opinion, and then have Madueke and who else? I think Madueke. I would start, like I said, I would start him on the left and then start Bukayo on the right, just to not count him off the game. I don't want his bad game to really bring him down. When as a manager, if your player had a bad game, you don't want to put them down. You want them to go back and try and show the people that yeah, you're still there. So I wouldn't bench Bukayo, but I know it's a good one. So I agree. Smart Starman level, top level is unplayable world class. He can show it with the rest and playing him in the right game. Yeah, I think yeah. I mean, Bukayo's credibility and professionalism is just undoubted. I don't think there is any player at Arsenal that carried Arsenal all this while. Imagine he started at 16, man, like 16 years old, almost like Diamond, I mean, Diamond, like he has been there. Some people even think like sometimes when you look at Bukayo, it feels like he's already old. He has been at Arsenal for such a long period of time. And sometimes we forget that he's just only 24 years old. Like Bukayo is only 24 years old, but he has played 300 games for Arsenal. 300 games at 24 years old. Those are a lot of games, guys. It gets a toll on you for sure because in here, in out, Bukayo has been like playing every single game for Arsenal, guys. Like he barely had a rest. The only time Bukayo rests is normally when he gets injured. Like for 3, 4, 5 consecutive years, Premier League seasons, this guy has been playing. Like naturally, your body just get tired, guys. I just think he needs probably a good rest. Um, the only challenge is we have World Cup again, and that's something that is making me super super angry because if we go on to win the Premier League and have most of our players in the World Cup, the next season defending this Premier League is gonna be so so tough, guys. Like very very tough. First of all, because like you know, World Cup will take a month. The players will come back. They might not be in the in the squad to do pre-seasons. They might go away for a while and come back. They would not have like a good you know pre-season together, and that's gonna disorganize us. Every season we have World Cup, Premier League games. Actually, I mean matches. They're not great because the players would have been super tired. and I think we need more players. If, excuse me, even if we think we have players, but I think we need more players indeed to help us, you know, go through this World Cup season because that's going to be a big, big mess in our season. I hear, yeah, I hear you on that. Imagine as a Madueke Saka interchanging, causing havoc with switches. I hear you, bro. Still wary of overplaying. I think, yeah, I know. Like I said, yeah, he has overplayed for sure. But I think, yeah, he needs the rest as well. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday is Leverkusen, and yes, all competitions important. I agree, and yeah, Everton always plays tough against Arsenal. Yeah, that's very very true actually, because every game, I mean, most of the games that we have played against Everton, I know we win it, especially at the Emirates. But normally when we go to Goodison Park, right now they change it to which? What's the name of the team? What's the name of the stadium? Uh, is it what? Somebody Dictions Stadium, something like that. I forget, but you guys know, so you can remind me. They changed their stadium, but we I think we have played there only once still. And then I forgot Alberts is back. Yeah, Alberts is back, man. He's back. He's back. He's back. He's back. So I will play him right for Eze. So yeah, Alberts is a key cogs as well as for the run in as long as he can stay fit. Yeah, I think Harvard is going to be a key guy, man. In the Premier League matches with Gyökeres, the games that I saw Harvard play with Gyökeres, I think that is a very, very good fit, guys. A really, really good fit for this Arsenal team. If he can stay fit, he's gonna be the locker. You know, he's gonna be the key that can unlock Jokeris' drought. Because I think Jokeris hasn't scored in the last 3 games, has he? When's the last game he scored? When was that? I don't even remember now. I think it was against Tottenham Hotspur, right? So since Tottenham Hotspur, I don't think he has scored. So he needs goals, and if we can play maybe Gyökeres, I mean play Kai Havertz, it might help because when you look at the game that we played against Leverkusen, no service, like no one even tried to even give service, to Gyökeres, and that's the worst thing with Arsenal. I just I know Leverkusen they were not like super good, like you said, or they're dismantling or they're like changing structures and like canceling every single ball that we played. It just felt like our attack was very, very poor on that day. Like Gyökeres feeds on through balls, on runs, and I don't know why our players don't even do that. It feels like, I mean, if you play on in training and you see runs from your strikers, it's been how many months? Almost 5, 6, 7, 8 months. They should be knowing Gyökeres' best balls. Like I know the problem is Gyökeres hasn't played with one solid number 10 or number 8 that gives him the ball that he knows or the person knows his run. This today you're playing um no good. Next time you're playing Eze. Next time you're playing Saka in a 10. Like the next day you're playing Kai Havertz. So he hasn't even had like a player up front, with the exception of the white players, like up front in the middle, number 10, that knows how to even play with Gyökeres because Mikel has been changing them every single game. So I don't really blame Gyökeres because if he's not getting the service, it's not upon him to like get all the balls. If he's a striker, he needs to get the goals. And if you're number 10, your wingers are not supplying you with the balls, like I what can you do? Like, that's why sometimes when Gabriel Jesus is playing, he drops down, and Gyökeres is not good with the ball, even if he drops down to like take on players and like really have the dribbles and skills and stuff. He's just a manual striker. That's what Arsenal has right now. He is manual, energetic, like physically fit, stronger, and uses his muscles instead of using his skills and brain. So they're two different strikers. And the reason as to why Mikel hasn't played just one person for a long time to get that connection with Gyökeres, it just beats my understanding. Because your striker needs somebody that knows their run. I know they do training together every day, but that doesn't mean that you connect well in the real match. So part of it is Mikel Arteta's making because he doesn't play one solid person who knows him very well, and part of it is also Gyökeres' problem because it feels like he fights the defenders instead of really making space for himself to play the game. That's just my problem with him. When you watch him, you see how he just wants to drift close to the defender instead of like drifting away from the defender and creating space for himself as a striker to get into the pockets and score the goals. I don't know if Mikel sees that. I don't know if that's just the way he plays, because most of the games that I watch, guys, I don't know if I'm being wrong, but or maybe over scrutinizing him, but I think he has to at least also try to play as a striker who stays away from the defenders and creates space for himself to score goals. But that's not what he's doing most cases. But anyway, let me see what Swin the Flash said here again. He said 300 games in is amazing. Wonder how many games Jack Wilshere had at the same age. Um, I think Jack Wilshere is his name is not on the list for the 300 games. I think. I know Fabregas is among those ones, and then there's some other three players that their names are a little bit strange. I can look it up for you and see here. But 300 games. Last time I read it out, but I can't remember. I know Saka is among them, and then Fabregas is there. The other guys, maybe I don't know them. Maybe I even never watched them play. 300 games for Arsenal. Give me a second. I will give you the details real quick here, if you're wondering. So real quick. So the guys who have 300 games for Arsenal here. Which one is the 300 games? What are you doing here? Uh, give me a second, guys, real quick. Okay. So, man, you're just giving me nonsense here. But so the 300 games is Bukayo Saka, 24. Jack Wilshere. No, I don't see his name here. I mean, just the appearances in general for the teams that we have right now. Martinelli has had 217 appearances. Martin Odegaard 205 appearances, and then Bukayo Saka, as you guys know, 251. That is just for the Premier League, and then when you add all the competitions, that's the one that takes you all the way to 300 games. Total 300. That is for Bukayo. What is this guy? These other names. I can't even find it. Anyway, it's not important right now. If I find it, I will get it back to you guys. But give me a second. If I find it, I will talk. I'll be looking. But last time I got the record, I don't know where I put it in. So I will be hot as well in America. Not an easy World Cup with more matches and teams. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you were responding about the World Cup. Yeah, World Cup is just gonna ruin every single Premier League game. Because every year that you have World Cup, you get injuries, you get to rest players because especially if the players go all the way um, to the quarterfinals or semifinals, they're gonna be able to rest, like mandatory resting, because they wouldn't have had, summer out to like spend with their family or on vacation or anything like that. So I think it's gonna be tricky. I know, but Arsenal needs to get more players. That's Il Dickinson. Yeah, I think yeah, that's the stadium. Thank you for that. Do you think Havertz is better fit now with Gyökeres than Odegaard? 100%, like 100%. I think just a glimpse of the game that I saw Kai play. Excuse me, like Kai play with Gyökeres. That is against Chelsea. Some of the few matches that we had, I think Gyökeres and Kai Havertz, they have to play together at least because I could see the link up they had when Kai Havertz plays in the midfield. The last two games that he came on, he was replacing Gyökeres. I don't know why, but it looks like Mikel is trying to manage Gabriel Jesus' load because he's also, coming back after a year or so. He doesn't maybe want him to go back to injury, or he had an issue with him during the Chelsea game where he had to, like, he pushed someone, and Mikel sometimes once you do something like that he doesn't want you as a team member to do it, it might give you discipline. He can discipline you a little bit. So I don't know if it's just keeping him to be safe, or it's just undergoing discipline because of he would have been suspended at that Chelsea game. And then now he's only playing Gyökeres and Kai Havertz, switching in between. The last two games, Kai came in for Gyökeres. But I think in this game, if he can rest Eze and start Kai together with Gyökeres, I want to see that again. Like I want to see what happens when the two play, because the last time they played, they were superb. They were like magnificent. The link up play was good. The encouragement, you could see that each of them like was kind of looking for each other, and that's the link up that you need. Sometimes when you have players in the field and they know each other, that's how sometimes you win games. We could be a group, we could be a family, like the way they always call it, but like what happens in the pitch is relationship on pitch is very, very vital. Like if I look generally at this Arsenal squad, we don't have so many players that link up together, like with each other, that they can make up something or make up a goal or create a goal for the team. We don't have that. And I've been yearning really for Mikel to build something where you can have a game within a game where, if Gyökeres has the ball, or if Gyökeres has the ball, he has to find Kai Havertz. If Kai Havertz has the ball, he has to like kind of find Gyökeres. Or even Saka. You remember Saka and Odegaard used to have that link up on the right hand side very much, and you could see the game. Most of our games were played on that side of the pitch, and since Odegaard had been injured, we have like twisted our game a little bit. There's a little bit of tweak that Mikel has done. We don't play anymore in that side, on the right hand side of the game so much. We play through the middle, we play through the wing, but like that simple, small tic tac, between Odegaard and Bukayo, we haven't seen that for this season, like working, because it used to work well when they have the two guys have the ball. At least you could see the link up play between the two, and sometimes what is his name? Norgard. I mean, Odegaard likes to like scoop that ball over the top of the defender, and sometimes Bukayo Saka gets it and he scores. But we haven't been seeing that. So that link up play up front for the Arsenal in general, in my opinion, I haven't been seeing it. Like it's been a problem for us. That's why we're not really scoring goals. And and I think, yeah, if we can do that against Everton and just play Avert, I think it's gonna be important for me to like just watch the game. Basically, wow. Martinelli has been here a while. Yeah, Martinelli, Martinelli has been here, man. He's been here. Martinelli was one of the prominent. I mean, I would say he's the longest player actually with Bukayo in this particular team, if I may think. Yeah, who else? Because Martinelli and Saka actually are the longest serving players since um Unai left Arsenal and then Mikel came in. Who else is there that has stayed for longer? I think those two are the most. Maybe, yeah. I think it's Martinelli and Bukayo. You can let me know in the comment, but I think those two have really stayed compared to the team right now. The current team is, I think, it's Martinelli and Bukayo actually, because I know Magalesh all came later on. Mikel signed him. Um, Probably Saliba, maybe, but Saliba wasn't at Arsenal. He was going on loan for a while. So the players that have stayed at Arsenal since Wenger left and Onai came in, I think who signed Martinelli? Was it? I think it was. I know it was Edu, but like, was it during Onai? Yeah, I think it was during Onai's reign, right? We got him for like £3 million or something like that. I mean, he was good. I mean, so I think it's just Bukayo and Martinelli are the longest serving players at the current Arsenal who started after Wenger left. Those are the only two left actually from the squad that was there in the during Wenger's leaving, if I can remember well. But you can also put it in the comment if you know more. I might be wrong, but I think those are the two players that I think they are the longest serving players in this current squad. The rest have just been signed by Mikel, um, and I think, yeah. So for that reason, that makes it really, really interesting. I guess that's why maybe Mikel doesn't really want to sell Martinelli, because he has been there for Arsenal for a very long time with Bukayo, and I think it's also, I mean, it's also true because at least they have been there for a long time and they have done their best to play for the Arsenal as well. So here I got the milestone for 300 appearances. That is for the guys who was asking for it. We have a guy called David O'Leary. That is, he got 315. That is at 23 years old. And we have Cesc Fabregas at 23 for 341 days. And then we have Liam Brady, who was 24. He also got 300 appearance. And then lastly is Bukayo Saka for also 24. So those are the only four players that have actually played 300 games for Arsenal at the age of 24 downwards. So that gives you the numbers if you were asking for that. So basically, I think, with the Everton game, let me give you my predicted 11 from what you came out with, Flade. I think it's not far from what you got here. I think the only thing I would change is play covered. I mean, Kai Havertz. So I'll have Raya in the goal, and then I'll have Timber start, Saliba and Gabriel in the middle of the defense, and then I would have Fury probably for this game. I think I want Nkapie to rest to wait for his team, that is Leverkusen. So I will have Fury instead of Nkapie. And then I will have in the midfield Norgard, Declan Rice, and Kai Havertz. I know that's a slow midfield though. Playing Norgard, Rice, and Kai Havertz. It's a very, very slow midfield though. I mean, it's very, very slow midfield. I don't know if I should have to change it, because I know Everton, some of their players are really fast. I might, that's too slow, because I know, I mean, Kai Havertz is not fast. No good is not. Declan Rice probably. Guys, what do you think? Is that a good midfield? I know that midfield can still win for us the game. But what do you think about the slowness? I mean, do you think it's too slow? Like, because I know Nogard is not a fast player, and Kai Havertz is not a fast player. basically it's on a Deccan Rice, then I don't know if it would give too much load on Deccan Rice. But every time Noga has actually come in the team, he has performed well though. Even if we think it's like slow, I think yeah, I would go with it, man. I don't know. That's just my prediction. I think if they change it, it will be fine. Yeah. So I'll still play Kai Havertz, Deccan Rice, and Norgard. And then up front, like I said, I will start Saka on the right, Madueke on the left, and have Gyökeres in the middle. That's my prediction. I know Mikel is not gonna do that. If I'm to think like Mikel, I think he would start Trossard in the wing and play. Um, I mean, he has to reward. He has to reward Madueke, man. He has been. I think he deserves to start, guys. Like it would be, yeah, it would be down. Yeah, I think Madueke needs to start at some point. I don't know, but I just don't want to rest Saka. I think he needs another game to clear his name. Like basically, I don't know if you guys think of it, but I think I mean, I'm just waffling, guys, but let me know. So I think he needs the yeah, Madueke needs to start though. I mean, that's my prediction, guys. I think I will go with it. I will have Madueke on the left and then Bukayo on the right and then still have Gyökeres. But if Mikel decides to change it, it's fine. I think we will see in the starting 11. But that's my starting 11 mm, for the game as well. Let's see. Swin the Flash, bless up for the stream, and thanks for sharing your thoughts on the Arsenal title charges is on by my bad brother. I got to run night shift lunch. Time is over. Come on, you Gunners. Thanks, man. Thanks, man. Thanks, man, for joining, man. I appreciate it so much. And yeah, like on your way out as well. And yeah, subscribe as well if you haven't already. But yeah, we are here every time. So I wanna be doing this a little bit early because most times I start around this time, but I'm gonna go down probably if I can start by 9 p.m. our time here would be great for other friends that I have in the UK and um, other parts of the world. But if this works for you, that's good. I mean, we do this daily. The only time I missed was yesterday. I had some commitment and I was too tired from the work that I did in the day. So I was like, let me not just come and bore you guys with my sleepiness because it was, I was super, super tired. But yeah, today I'm on, so I'm gonna take a little bit longer. So we normally do an hour, but if people are chatting on the chat, we will take longer. But if people don't really chat, because the chat helps me to talk more and discuss more on the game. But if people are quiet, then becomes a little bit difficult for me to share things because I might be repeating myself. I don't want to be repeating the same thing over and over. But if you have things in the chat, at least I can go back to it and like give my opinion on it. So if you have questions, if you want us to be talk more, we still have 7 minutes left if we are doing 1 hour, but normally I go extra 15 minutes. So if the chats keep flowing, then we will go beyond. But if the chat doesn't, then I would just probably give my predictions and few insights on the game, and then we will close right on top of the hour. But let me know your thoughts on the game. For those ones who have just joined, please also subscribe and be part of the show as well. Now, on Mikel's press conference, that's what we're gonna get into real quick and look a little bit at it. I know it's just only waffles. The only key things that I'm gonna look at, not everything, because he wastes a lot of time talking nonsense sometimes. But I'm gonna get the key things that he has spoken. If you guys are interested, I will share the screen. If you're not, this is so fine. But let me share the screen for this. A few things that I want to talk. There's some interesting things that he said. That's the reason why I want to look at it with you guys and let me know your opinion on it. So this is what Mikel waffles about in his press conference. So, um, this is what he said on fresh injury concern. No, there's nothing on if Odegaard and Trossard could be available. We'll see. We'll have to wait and see and speak to the doctors on whether they are involved or not. And then on Kai Havertz's penalty, did for the mood and momentum very well. I mean, well, every result, every performance shapes moments, the emotion states of the team, and the fact that we managed to draw the game at the end. Obviously, it was a lift because in any case, we deserve for sure to lose that game. Very well said, Mikel. Arsenal were very, very bad on that day. And I'm glad you said it. We deserve to have lost that game. I think we even cheated these guys with that penalty. Guys, do you think that was supposed to even be a penalty, in your opinion? I think the penalty that we got was just, I was just pure luck. We deserve to lose the game, like Michaela said. I think he was very, very right to say that. We didn't deserve to win that game. I mean, even get a draw out of it. So I'm moving to the next one. We have no time. The moment we have finished that game, we had time to watch one or two games in the Champions League, some good games, and then back to business. Now, on Fabian Aisler's comment, this guy here, I was supposed to put his picture on the thumbnail, but I just forgot. This is the guy who was talking so bad about Mikel Arteta, saying that we cannot play the game like this. Like we are the worst team in the Premier League, you know, and saying all this nonsense. Now he has apologized to Mikel. No, that's personal conversation. Obviously, he's made public now certain comments that he made before, and that says I think a lot of positive things about him as a person. So I appreciate that, and the rest, I think he's fantastic coach. The job he's done at Brighton is really, really good. That's fine. Okay. I'm glad he apologized, but the way this guy was really nailing Mikel, like I would say, like chopping him seriously last time when we played against them, that was just crazy, man. So I'm glad he came out to apologize to Mikel, to at least help. Doesn't change anything. He has already spoken about it. And Mikel Obi, my blood brother, Mikel Obi. That guy deserves another session completely. Actually, let me stop this first. What do you guys think of Mikel Obi's comment? I don't know if you guys have seen it. Let me pull it here. I saw it on X. Mikel Obi saying Arsenal are criminals. Arsenal are cheating their ways to be champions of the Premier League. What on earth is wrong with Mikel Obi? This former Chelsea player. What is wrong with Mikel Obi? Some of his comments nowadays, guys, it's just hilarious. It's very shameful. For a player who played in the Premier League and had a defender in the name of John Terry who had his back, and the way they used to score goals using corners, score goals using free kicks, and now coming and just slaughtering Arsenal in the neck, that Arsenal are cheating their way to the Champions League. I mean, to win the Premier League. What kind of nonsense is that? I'm gonna have a clear session during international break to just talk about the hate that Arsenal face in this Premier League run, just to address some of those things, because I feel like Arsenal has had a lot of pain If we go on to win this particular game, we have to blow all those critics, blow them off, and celebrate in their face. If we win this title, nobody is gonna even think of Arsenal winning this with goals scored in corners. If corners, free kicks, handballs, and whatever is not part of the game, guys, why do you have to play it? Why is the rule not being changed? Anyway, Mikel B, I will come for you another time. But then he's just been very, very vocal on nonsensical things about Arsenal. And it has just blown out completely. The way Mikel B has spoken against Arsenal is just pure hate. Like pure hate. And I don't know why you even hate Arsenal. And yet we have been very consistent. Like Arsenal has been the most consistent team in the entire Premier League. We have had some waffles, we have had some wiggles, we have had some problems, but that doesn't ruin our team to be one of the best teams in the Premier League at the moment. And Mikel coming out to say that Arsenal are cheats, they're cheating their way to win the Premier League, grabbing people in the corner kicks, creating their own rules. It's almost like this Hustler guys, the coach of Brighton. Feels like he's taken some of the notes from him. I guess he's looking for clicks in his podcast, whatever podcast that he does. He's looking for more views. And now it's backfired against him because many people are talking against what he said. That's illegal for you to say Arsenal are cheating. Arsenal can sue him for that. If I were Arsenal, we are playing our game. It's part of the game. Premier League hasn't judged us for scoring corners, have they? Let me know if they have. But the last time I checked, no team has actually been judged because they scored corners. I've never seen that. That hurt. Anyway, that's just nonsense from Miguel Obi. Anyway, let's go back and do a press conference. I just wanted to say something. Let me see if there's anything important. Oh, on quadruple. Let's see what Miguel says about quadruple here. That's something that quadruple. What does he say here on quadruple? Like we have to win it. Are we gonna win quadruple, guys? Do you know? Would you be happy if we win quadruple? Has any team done it yet? No. Do you think Arsenal is gonna be the first team to do it? Let me know in the comment. On if he thinks it's not difficult. I mean, if it's difficult not to think about a quadruple, not think about it. Not really. I mean, if you're in a seat for the competition, uh, in a seat for competition to competition, we are going to play in events. I mean, in 7 days in 3 different competitions. So that drags you from one to another, and the urgency to get prepared to translate the messages that you want, to make the right decisions, and to make sure that we arrive into any game in the best positions away. I mean, best possible way. It's enough, and the rest is cons- consequence of what process and of that process and how well we can do it, which is still very far. Yeah, I don't think Arsenal really will do a quadruple with the game that we are playing, the style that we are playing. I don't think we are capable of doing it. I could be wrong. I think the maximum we can win is 3, minimum probably 2. If we grab the Carabao Cup next week, that would be a bonus, and then we can move on from there. We can start talking about treble or something. On Hip the Hopes, Tottenham Hotspur stay up on the North London Derby. Let me hear about this. Tell me about it, Mikael. I continue to say the same. It's one of the most beautiful games we have we have, because when there is such passion and rivalry, when it's in the right way in sports, I think it it elevates the game, and then the feelings and the emotions after winning to a different level. It's not for me to say what's going to happen, but I am certainly describe how it's been to play against such a team. Guys, do you think um Tottenham Hotspur is going to be relegated? If they get relegated, what are we going to do? Like, no more North London Derby? Like, seriously? We will call it off? That's just crazy, you know? That's just crazy. No more North London Derby. I've never really experienced a game without North London Derby in it, in any Premier League game. I've never seen it. But anyway, it could be, could happen because Tottenham are just so bad, like super bad. But Mikel wants them to stay. So let's see. On Moyes' longevity in the game, I mean, let's see that real quick. It's just incredible for me. That's why he's one of the greatest manager in the Premier League has ever had, because to maintain that level and that consistency in many different contexts and clubs is just so difficult to do, and people have to appreciate it because it's very rare, and I don't know how many times it's going to happen. You need to have, first of all, some very, 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 very strong values, an incredible work ethic, and so much passion for the game, because he's been through great moments and difficult moments, and the way he navigated through them, he's always conducting himself in a same way, and that's a huge credit to him. Okay, yeah, I guess Moyes is actually among the coaches that has really, really taken long in the Premier League. If I'm to look generally in the Premier League, among the Premier League coaches, I think David Moyes is one of the longest that's been in the game. Yeah, I think so. Because when you look at all the teams, there's actually most of the coaches are new, but David Moyes has been there for a very long time. I think it's in the reign of Sir Alex Ferguson, Wenger's. David Moyes is the only one that has actually taken this long in the Premier League. Can you imagine he even coach when Ferguson was still there and Wenger was still there, and up to now he's still doing the same thing? That's really amazing. On why only six Premier League games this season have been won by four or more goals. The same example, Newcastle and Barcelona. This is the reality. If you don't want to see it, it's because probably we have to change the glasses on the perspective and the perspective that we see the game, because this is reality of our league right now. So he's saying that I mean, most of the games that has been won is by six. I mean, only six Premier League games has been won by four goals. That's crazy. I didn't even know about that stats. I guess, yep, Premier League teams just like to defend, so that's true. On the gap between the top and the bottom team getting closer. If you want to be the best league in the world by far, you may need to have that and entertaining and unpredictability. If not, it's because, it becomes boring and how difficult it is to beat any opponent. And those numbers that you just mentioned, I think it's the best example for that. Sure, I guess Premier League has become boring because everybody's defending. It's not like attacking the way Cristiano Ronaldo and Thierry Henry used to score 4 or 5 goals in a match. So that's crazy. Anyway, is there anything interesting again here? I don't think there is any. I don't have to waffle. On Saka, let me see here on how to analyze Saka's output and his underlying metrics. We fully trust him and love him. That what he's doing for us, for this club, is just incredible at his age, and he's continued to have that massive impact for us. He can have an incredible performance, I mean, individual performance that is not probably a reflection of his level, like every human, every player in the world. But whoever, I mean, overall, when you look at his strength and the impulse he has in the team, he's just incredible. Like I was talking about the Carabao Cup, and if he's getting ready for starting 11 in mind for the Carabao Cup, no, because he came from 5 games in every short period of time again and again. You just have to go game by game, understanding who can play a certain amount of minutes, who doesn't, who may be for the next games. You have an idea of what you can do, but 2 or 3 games away is quite difficult at the moment. I agree with you. Why do you focus on the game that is going to be played against your rival? Anyway, that's all for the press conference, guys. Any question? If I've missed on the comment, and then otherwise we will close the chapter for the day and call it a night or a day for some of us. If there is nothing, guys, we wish Everton to lose today, and I'm gonna give 3-1 for the Arsenal. That's my prediction. 3-1 for the Arsenal, and I think we should be able to beat Everton 3-1 comfortably at the Emirates, and we will turn our guns to watch Manchester City later on. And if Manchester City gets a draw or lose a point, I'm pretty confident that when we go to Etihad, we'll be really 10 or 12 points ahead of them. And I'm very confident West Ham, if they play well, they might take some points from them, which would be a disaster for Manchester City. Two losing almost 2 trophies in a week, because they got beat by Real Madrid, and they can still come back, but that's really really difficult. I don't think they will be able to come back from it, and I think if West Ham also gets a point from them or even win the match, that would be a double punishment for Manchester City. So let's see what happens. We don't want to trust on any team. As Arsenal, we have to do our job and win every single match that we have at hand or in hand or the game that is in front of us. That is what I can say, guys. Thank you so much for joining, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. For those ones who are going to watch later, also, please be there on the channel. We will get back again tomorrow after the game and analyze some of the things. I might actually be on Strict to Strict channel after the game to analyze it. So let me know if you want to go also there. I will be analyzing the game between Arsenal and Everton with Stricto on his channel tomorrow. So that's where I'm gonna be, and also go and subscribe to him as well. That is Strict to Strict. And Gonna Grinds also has a channel as well. That's one guy that we link up sometimes with. You can also go subscribe to him. He's also been a regular member here. He hasn't been there yet, but I'll go and subscribe to him as well. And also, like I said, we're gonna have a podcast coming out soon. We are organizing it probably in the next few weeks. We shall have a podcast where we will have a slot for a guest. If you know you want to be a member or you want to participate in the podcast that we shall organize, it's gonna be 3 guys, and then one space will be for a guest every week. So let me know. Go to my Instagram and DM me, or go to my X, the Arsenal Stan, Instagram, the Arsenal Stan, and you will find me there as well. And text me there, or let me know if you want to be part of the crew that will do this. Some of them we shall do live if you have good internet, a good phone, and stuff like that. If the quality is good enough, don't worry about the sound. I will sync every sound from here. If you have a bad sound, my system will sync your sound, and you should be sounding as good as a little baby. Or maybe has how can I say? What analogy can I use? Maybe good as a vuvuzela. For those ones who know vuvuzela. Crazy. That's just nonsense, guys. So let me know if you want to be part of the show as well. Like I said, this show, I'm doing it now alone, but if you want to be also part of the show and come in and we discuss, we do a collab as well, let me know. Do the same thing. Go to X on follow me there and send me a text there. And also on Instagram, follow me there and send me a text there. And then we can link up and see and organize ahead of time so that when we come live, we are all set really to discuss Arsenal. I love discussing Arsenal and I love knowing people. So yeah, that's all for today, guys. Please subscribe and share and hype on your way out. For those ones that are gonna watch later, nice, do the same thing. I love you all and enjoy your day, enjoy your night. I will see you all tomorrow. One love. Thanks so much, guys. I appreciate your time.